In today's video, I'm going to show you one of the best screen recorders on Linux that you may not know about, and that application is called GPU Screen Recorder. If we do search this up here, GPU Screen Recorder, it is an amazing screen recorder that tries to maximize on encoding performance and trying to do minimal overhead with your CPU. And I'm going to show you guys the GUI and some information that I've seen about versus OBS performance, etc. So before GPU Screen Recorder existed, basically you only had some options when it comes to software encoding, I would say. There were some simple screen recorders that did mostly the job. They used probably some outdated settings, I would say. Maybe some, they used like H.264 with like a very low bit rate with your CPU, and it wasn't really that great experience, but it got the job done. And there was OBS Studio, obviously, that brought support pretty early on in the Linux desktop space time, I would say. I can't remember exactly what the time was when OBS supported Linux, but OBS was an option for most people at the time, and it mostly did the job. But when it came to GPU encoding, it was kind of like iffy because it still had to pass some of the frames onto the CPU, so the performance wasn't that great. And this is where GPU Screen Recorder arrived, which was, I think it came out, a year or a couple months ago, sometime around then. I can't remember exactly the time of when GPU Screen Recorder came around, but I do remember it was a Reddit post that was created by the developer, and he was saying he created a similar experience to the shadow play experience that you get with the NVIDIA screen recorder on Windows. It says here, a shadow play like screen recorder for Linux, the fastest screen recorder for Linux. This is a screen recorder that has minimal impact on system performance by recording a monitor using the GPU only, similar to shadow play on Windows. This is the fastest screen recorder tool for Linux. This screen recorder works on X11 and Wayland on AMD, Intel, and NVIDIA. This screen recorder can be used for recording your desktop offline, for live streaming, and for NVIDIA-like instant replay where only the last few minutes are saved. And it says here that the video codecs that are supported is H.264, HEVC optionally with HDR, AV1 optionally with HDR, not currently supported on NVIDIA if you use GPU Screen Recorder Flatpak. So if you are going to use the Flatpak version, you're not going to be able to use that. And I'm guessing because the developer does watch my videos, you probably comment down below why that is not the problem, why you can't do that. It's probably because I'm guessing NVIDIA doesn't support something in Flatpak, so that's why it's not able to do it, or maybe something else. But then it also supports VP8 and VP9. It also does support two audio codecs, Opus, and then AAC. So if we do launch the GUI application and we have the view on simple, it's a pretty simple view we can change. So we can do the record area. For me, it is using the desktop portal, which is the XGD desktop portal. What this does, it spawns a portal where you can select your screen or a separate application that you want to capture in a very secure way, I would say. Or you can choose the other ways, which does require root access. So when you pick that monitor and you click record or stream or replay, it's going to ask for your password to record on that screen. And then there is a restore portal session for that desktop portal. So if you've already selected your screen and you're not going to change it, you can click that and then it will remember the selection that you selected for that portal. Then there is a audio section where we can select different audio tracks. So if you want to add a microphone or any other type of audio source, you can do that easily. And there's a merge audio tracks option if you want the audio to be merged or not. Then there is a frame rate option, a video quality option, which if we look at the video quality option, we have medium, high, very high, and ultra. Now, of course, if you want the best quality, you select ultra. Very high is recommended, probably because most hardware probably can't handle the ultra setting. And then there is high for recommended for live streaming. So if you do want to live stream on this, you want to select the high video quality setting. And then there's medium. So if you, maybe your hardware is rather old or you just don't want to use as much usage on the GPU encoder, then you can select it on medium. Or if you want a smaller file size, also you can select that quality. And then there's record cursor. So if you don't want to show your cursor, or you do, you can click or untick that. And then there is a advanced option option that we can do here. So this is where we can change more things. We can change the color range if we want to change it from limited to full. If we want to change, let's say, the video codec. So for me, I'm going to be using HEVC because that is a better video codec than H.264, and I can do it at like lower bit rates and it still has a better quality. I wish I had AV1, but I don't because my GPU doesn't support it yet. And then we can change the audio codec manually if we want to, and we can change the frame rate mode. So we can change it from a constant to a variable. So if it's a variable, then it will try and see what's showing on the screen and it's going to change that frame rate variably. Or you can do it to constant, so it's just going to be a constant 60 FPS or a constant 30 or a constant 120, and then there's an auto which is recommended. Then you can show notifications for show recording, streaming, replay started notification, and show streaming, replay, stop notification if you want those. And then the other one that is already ticked is show video save notification, so it's going to show when the video is done being recorded and saved. Go to the three bottom options at the bottom of here. We can start off with the replay setting. So we do have hotkey support on Wayland. Now this only does support certain desktops or Windows/tiling managers, which I'm pretty sure is only KDE Plasma and Sway currently. I might be wrong on that. There might be some other desktop environments or tiling managers or window managers that do support the global shortcut key protocol, so where you can actually use hotkeys on Wayland. And if we do click change hotkeys, it will open our Plasma settings here where we can actually change it here, or we can just change it here and then it will just change it anyways. And then yeah, there's a press to start and stop the replay, and then press to save the replay. Then there is a place to where you want to save that said replay, so it's going to save it in videos. And then we can change the container also, so we can go from MKV, MP4. Now I'm going to choose MKV because if I try to like edit this video in Kden Live, it's not going to like that if I have it set it to MP4 for some reason. So setting it to MKV seems to fix that problem. And then there's a replay time in seconds, where we can set the timer for the seconds of when you are going to press the replay button and then when it's actually going to like save it properly and record that certain last 30 seconds of whatever happened. Then obviously there is the pause recording button that you can do. So that's pretty easy. The same thing here. We can change the container, the save location, and then change the hotkeys. And then there is the streaming one. Now I tried streaming like a year and a half ago on this application and on Twitch specifically, and it didn't respect the bitrate of 6000. So it went over it, and when I watched the stream, it looked like garbage. It was glitchy as hell because, well, it was going over that 6000 bitrate. It was forcing it over to like 10,000, 15,000 bitrate, and Twitch could not handle it. So it was a glitchy mess, but that probably has changed, I'm guessing. If you tried Twitch streaming today, it probably is solved. It probably does respect the 6000, but you can stream on like YouTube or do a custom one also. On YouTube, you can probably do insane amount of bitrate, and that's why that probably isn't a problem when you try to use GPU screen recorder on YouTube. And then you have a shortcut key also for if you want to change whatever for streaming or stopping the stream. Now you may be wondering, like, why don't I just use OBS Studio? That should just be fine enough. Well, OBS Studio recently did have a update which did improve GPU encoding with a thing called texture encoding. Now what this does is basically tries to encode more on the GPU and less on the CPU, because originally on OBS Studio with Linux encoding, for some reason OBS would pass those like frames that are being encoded on the GPU and it would pass it on the CPU, and the CPU would get pretty intense, I would say, when you are playing like a video game for some reason, and so the performance would go down in the game and the CPU usage on OBS would continue to go up, and that's not really good. So texture encoding did improve this, but if we compare it against GPU screen recorder, which I did find a video from the official website of GPU screen recorder where it gets updated by the developer, and he pasted this link of this video, and if you want to, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel. It's called Linux Gamer. He's a pretty cool YouTuber who does, I'm guessing, gaming benchmarks, if I remember looking at his channel, or it's called Extreme Linux. I'm pretty sure he's watched my channel a couple of times and commented before. I definitely would go have a look. He does a lot of different types of more like extensive benchmarks, I would say, on Linux. And it is pretty good. He goes pretty in depth about things. But he did do a video about GPU screen recorder versus OBS. And if we do zoom in here and we look at the comparisons, like Cyberpunk 2077, OBS was 133, or GPU screen screen recorder was 159. That is crazy, I would say, the difference between that. GTA 5, 72 versus 93. Spider-Man Remastered, 85 versus 143. That is just wild, I would say. What a big difference that is with OBS versus GPU screen recorder, with performance in games like GTA and Cyberpunk. That is just wild. So when it comes to using GPU screen recorder, it is extremely good when it comes to performance, and that's why I use GPU screen recorder a lot in my older benchmark videos of just showing when games became supported on Linux. It just showed mostly the raw performance of the game without using a lot of the CPU when GPU screen recorder was encoding, because it tries to use all of your GPU. So that does it for today's video of like one of the best screen recorders on Linux right now. GPU screen recorder, a great application, and thank you to the developer who continues to improve it. If you do care about this developer, what he does with GPU screen recorder, I would highly recommend donating. Now, he only has cryptocurrency links, which I guess is okay, but if you're not into donations with cryptocurrency, then you may not be able to donate to him. But here it is here if you want to donate to him. He does do an extreme amount of work with contributing to the project, and if you do want to contribute, there is also contributing patches and reporting bugs. Also, you can easily do that on his GitHub page that he has. And for the last thing is I'm going to show gameplay after the outro of this video. It's going to be finals gameplay while using GPU screen recorder. Just so you can see, look at the gameplay. It's in, I think it's in 1080p at like 22k bitrate. It seemed like GPU screen recorder was doing around 22k bitrate at 1080p, which does look quite nice at 1080p for some reason, probably because it's in HEVC, but it is really nice. So that's the end of this video. If you guys did enjoy it, definitely give it a like, definitely subscribe to the channel also, and thank you to my members. I'll show a screenshot of them now. I really do appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video, and enjoy the gameplay of the finals also. Peace.
Expect fast-paced action as our contestants navigate narrow alleys and rooftops in what promises to be a real thriller. Now, the Kingfish, the Live Wires, the Jet Setters, and finally, the Overdogs. The stage is set. It's showtime.
Lots of rain in the arena, and with that comes plenty of noise and distraction. It might be wise to head indoors.
Well, what do you know? The arena has rendered perfectly for this match. Not a scratch on it. Let's see the Jet Setters are slipping into both ones.
Of this match, I'm sure there's more. Any more of that, and we're in for one epic And there we go. First team wipe on the board.
The Kingfish grab it.
Go to cash out A!
Kingfish are in pole position. In a brilliant flash, the live wires outpaced opponents, seizing a cash out. The overdogs have recovered and respawned. The live wires have tripped up once more. Ouch!
They sure got zapped.
A top dog steal from the overdogs.
That was unexpected.
The Kingfish are trying to rule the waters, unlocking Vault 3. Incredible! That's a cash out secured for the overdogs. Vault 4, go! A shiny new vault just spawned, June. Let's see who gets to it first. We are halfway through now. The anticipation is driving me crazy.
That's for sure, Scotty. Keep your eyes glued on this epic battle. A contestant is collecting eliminations one after another.
The Jets have Vault 4. The Kingfish got hold of the cash. The Kingfish have commenced a cash out.
Greatly appreciated. I'm reloading.
Cash out underway thanks to the Freedom's troubles for the Jet Setters once more. Team wipe.
They stalled for sure. A contestant is finding their rhythm, stringing together one elimination after another.
The Jet Setters just made a grease landing in the arena. Team respawned. Deep breath and focus on the objectives.
But keep breathing, right, Scotty? Keep breathing.
The live wires swiped a cash out.
Can you believe it?
Defend on C.
The live wires have been disconnected again. Team wiped.
Looks like they've blown a fuse.
Ha! I see you, June. Sneaking in those punchlines like a pro. The Kingfish snatched a cash out. Super move by the Kingfish. Cash out complete.
Go defensive on 6.
A new vault just appeared. Let's see who grabs that cash. One of our contestants is having fun with our destructible environment today. Nailed it! Cash out for the overdogs. Just what the doctor ordered. Another vault. The live wires swooped up a cash box.
beating play in the arena. That means we're heading to overtime.
Cash out anyway, thanks to the live wires.
All six, let's go!
Enemy spotted down there!
The live wires have
Enemy,
connected with
down
the
there!
vault and they're With only 30 seconds to go, our contestants are still bringing the action.
The clock is ticking.
Looks like the jet setters might have to hand in their fast track passes. They're in danger of being eliminated from the tournament.